What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at how I tie these twizzled anti-tangle feeder hook lengths. They're really dead easy to tie, you don't need much to do it, so let's have a look. To tie these you'll need some line, some hooks and a few tools. I like to keep my feeder fishing simple, guys. I generally use 6-pound main line on the reel, so I'm going to make my hook lengths today out of 5-pound mono. Just a reminder, this isn't a sponsored video. You're going to see a few brands in my tackle box, but I don't advocate any of them. The hook I'm going to use is a Kamasan B110. I really like this pattern for just general coarse fishing. It's got lots of the features I like. It's got a curved shank, an offset point, a downturn eye, and because it's a fly hook, they're dead cheap as well. Okay, let's get started. Take your hook length material and cut off a section that's just over double the length you want the finished hook length to be. Thread this line through the eye from the back of the hook. Now take the line back through the eye, creating a small loop. Making sure you keep that loop, even out the line so that the hook is in the middle. You'll know you've done this right if the two ends are the same length. Okay, let's tie the hook on. We're going to use the Palomar knot. Take that loop you made and pull a bit more through so you've got a bit to work with. Then make an overhand knot in the line just below the hook. Pull it down but don't cinch it tight. You're going to take the hook and you're going to put it back through that loop. Then you're going to tighten it down. This is a really strong knot and it's great. Works on braid and mono. Remember to wet the line before you pull the knot tight. Right, let's create that twizzled section. Take each end of the line by the side of the hook. I like to moisten the fingers and thumb of each hand before I start this. You're going to rotate one clockwise between your finger and thumb and you're going to rotate the other one anti-clockwise. And that's going to twist the line together. You want to go a good way up, at least a third or halfway up the hook length. And then what you need to do is tighten those twizzles. And how you do that is you gently peel it back apart. And then what you want to do is let it come back together on its own and it's going to bed down tighter. Once you've done the whole thing, you should have the hook tied on with a Palomar knot, then the entire hook length twizzled all the way up until you get to the two ends, which should still be even. To finish the hook length off, we need to make a loop in the end of the line, and I'm going to use the figure of 8 loop knot to do that. Take the end of the line and double it over to form a loop. Take that loop and double it over again to give you 2 loops. You want to pinch those tight between your fingers. Take that first loop you made and twist it all the way round twice. Make sure you keep hold of it so it doesn't spring back again. Take the second loop you made and pull it through the first loop that you've rotated. I use a baiting needle to do this because it's quite fiddly. You'll know if you've done it right because you should see that figure of 8. Make sure to moisten it and pull it tight. When I'm tying my hook lengths at home, guys, I try and remember 2 things. The first is to wet the line when I'm tying knots so that I don't damage the line. And the second is that the knot really needs to be tight. So when I'm tightening it, I put some pressure on it. I use my baiting needle through the loop and I really cinch it tight just to make sure it's going to hold. When you're happy, trim off the tag end. And there you go, one anti-tangle twizzled feeder hook length. These hook lengths are really easy to tie and they're great for fishing at long range when you want to just kick the hook away from the feeder or maybe in adverse weather conditions where it's windy and you keep getting in tangles. With mine, I'm also going to remove the barb and I'm going to do that by crimping it down. There's loads of different ways to make these kind of twizzled booms and twizzled hook lengths, guys. I know some are probably better for presentation, but this one is really simple to tie, so I thought I'd share. If you do like this video, please leave us a like and a comment and maybe even consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Thanks and see you again.